Hi, this is Lefty Dad, and today I'm going to show you how the Replay Encyclopedia works with PC Replay Baseball. It's right here on the opening screen, and I just click on it. And you have to have played a complete season in order to have stats in the encyclopedia. I did play. This is maybe a year or two ago. I played every game of the 2005 regular season, so that's currently the only one that I have and on the encyclopedia. But if I click it here, you can see this vast amount of stats and information, and really it's quite overwhelming and quite flexible, or at least it's easy to navigate, but the amount of detail is just, I mean, it's just out of this world. So it's kind of set up, I guess, like a book. You've got chapter 1, the franchises, and again, this is a career encyclopedia that can be broken down by seasons. So you've got, I only have one season, so the career is just one season. Then you've got player stats. Chapter 3, you've got franchise stats with records, individual leaders. You've got all the players, manager records even, then highlights. You've got game highlights, player awards, and then qualifiers, and you can set the various parameters to however you like, and you can even create a website here in chapter 10. But to give you an idea, just at random, I'll look at Chicago, the Cubs, who overperformed, and you can see in 2005 they won 94 games, and in fact this was an incredibly exciting season in that the Cubs, and I believe it was Houston, at the end of the season, 162 games, they were tied for first place, and they had to have a one-game playoff, and the Cubs won the playoff. But here they have the leaders, batting average, home runs, RBIs, the pitching, just an incredible amount of information. But for instance, we can look at Michael Barrett here, and there's a summary, and you can see Barrett, he actually overperforms. Let me look at somebody who, let me look at Derek Jeter. Derek Jeter, he was in 159 games, a few more plate appearances and at-bats, but he had 5 triples, close on home runs, close on RBIs. His batting average was off by 1 point. On base percentage, 4-point difference, and he did a little better slugging and his OPS. But you can look down here at his fielding, 14 errors, 15 errors. In the real season, he was involved in 2 more double plays than in the real season. And his, I mean, I don't even know what these stats mean, but they're really close. Let me look at the Mets, because the Mets won 95 games and won the division. And to give you an example of a pitcher, we'll look at Pedro Martinez that year. And you can see all this other information up here, height, weight, when he was born, where he was born. He actually won the Cy Young. There's an awards section at the end of the season. He won, in the replay, he won the Cy Young MVP for pitching. But for pitching, he was 20-6. In real life, he was 15-8. He started 31 games. In the replay, 5 complete games, 4 complete games in real life. He gave up 2 less hits than he did in real life. and exactly the same amount of home runs, and his ERA was better, but his WHIP was only 1 point difference, and his strikeout per 9 innings was practically the same. His walks were a little bit fewer, but you can go much deeper than that. So for instance, if I click on pitching, well, this would be more for a career mode to look at things, but look at the pitching splits. You've got splits between right-handed and left-handed batters, home and road. As a starter, I can look at somebody who did both, but you can look at the pitching team splits here, and it'll show you how he did against every team in the league. You can look at park splits. You can see how he did at every park in the league. Let me look at another team. Look at the Dodgers, and we'll look at Jeff Kent. Jeff Kent hit a few fewer home runs, 3 less doubles, but he was only had 4 less hits, and struck out 3 more times than he did in real life. A little worse batting average. You can see that they list down here the various positions where he played. Then you can look at fielding, and it will show you all of this information. He started most of his games at second base, and then you look at the batting splits, and you can see how he did against right-handed pitchers, left-handed pitchers, home and on the road, as a starter, as a substitute, and how he did in wins, how he did in losses, and how he did in the various batting order positions. And it'll show you how many games he batted in those positions and how many plate appearances he had in those positions. Shows you all of the splits with the various teams, and it shows you how he did at the various ballparks, hitting 11 home runs at Dodger Stadium, of course, but let's see, the next greatest amount was at Coors Field, which is understandable. So go back to the record book, franchise records. This is really more, if you have, that would pertain to having multiple seasons. Same thing with career. All of these things are for multiple seasons, but if you look here player highlights, 5-hit games. You can see all the players that had 5-hit games. You can see 3 who had 3 or more home runs in a game. I guess 3 home runs was the most that anybody had in 2005 in the replay. And you can also look at game highlights, games that had 15 or more runs. This was kind of the story for Kansas City that year. They had one game where they got beat 23-5. And then you can see the most valuable player awards went to Derek Lee and Alex Rodriguez. You can, I mean, it's just an enormous amount of information for that 2005 season. So again, it only works if you have played a complete season. Now you can sim a season, and you can sim a player's career, and you get all the career stats and everything. But this is really, really great. It's really well done, and I highly recommend you picking this up and using it.